Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Going Rogue Podcast. Before we get into it, we're going to take a second and thank some of the companies and the people that make this whole thing possible. The Battlefield Highland Games is being hosted by yours truly, October 19th this year in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Registration is live on heavyathlete.com. Lunches are provided, t-shirts are provided, awards will be provided. We're going to have all classes and hopefully all 9 events, and we hope to see you there. HeavyAthlete.com is a cross-compatible database, meaning you can link all of your historical scores from NASGA to your Heavy Athlete profile, regardless of how your name was ever entered. All of your new scores will automatically update into NASGA going forward as well. We've created a pro women and a lightweight women's class, meaning you can finally see where you rank in your actual class. It's receiving updates all the time and is free to use for athletes and ADs. For more information, go listen to the One Turn NASGA No More, or go to heavyathlete.com. Yeah, we'll get there. Give me a second. We'll get there. God, my thumb has been hurting more than it ever has in prep for a season like this early on.
Pad of it?
Fucking no, the nail.
Huh.
Like because of where I hook grip is really off to the side. It's like all the pressure is always right there, so that nail bed on that side. Fucking smarts, bud. We'll try and.
Have you considered not doing that?
No. Not the Matt McDougall way.
Yeah. In spirit of the sport, we have to be a little silly.
Just a little. Maybe not as silly as some people, but still a little silly.
Just a wee bit.
A touch of the silly.
A touch of the silly.
All right, we'll leave this over here in the shade and hope it still picks up when I walk away.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there. All right. So when everyone hears all my heavy breathing, after I transition from the nice intro, it's because I'm going to be doing warm-up throws while Matt and I talk with these little lapel mics, and maybe it'll suck.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe one of us will suck.
Oh,
I hope. And we're going to recap the season just thus far. So, Matt, how do you want to do this? Do you want to go month by month? Do you want to go me, then you, then me?
Let's go month by month.
All right, January. Didn't do shit.
I didn't do shit.
Is that when we did the AAB test game?
Yeah.
Okay, if you go see my scores from that, they're shit.
Yeah, Jeremy did a backyard test game.
January and it was muddy, so.
Yep. And I wouldn't let him take extras.
Yeah, breezing past that.
Yeah. February.
Did you do Asheville in February?
I did Asheville in February, and I had hurt myself in January. Remember?
That's right, your hip.
Yeah, my right side of my hip was 3 or 4 inches higher than the left side because of a bad muscle spasm. And muscle spasms when you're, a heavy deadlifter are worse than when you're a normal person because there's just so much more to the spasm. So, yeah, I did Asheville. I threw like shit at Asheville, didn't I?
You what?
Threw like shit.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Was there anything of note?
I don't recall.
Other than how bad it was?
If I don't recall, I think I
did worse than I did the year before.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Threw like shit.
Which, to our dismay, but Asheville's no more.
Yeah, that festival's dead.
Which is sad because we love Chad.
Yeah.
And we love the sport. It's not sad because it's Asheville in February.
Also, I think that comp was kind of hard on Chad. So I don't, I feel bad that it's gone, but at the same time.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
It wasn't a crucial one for it. It wasn't like losing Green Hill.
No. And then March. Was Tartan Day South March? Because if so, I already did a full episode recap for me and Randy. I feel like there was something before. No, it was Tartan Day. It was either. That may have been like early April. Maybe I didn't do anything.
Sedalia was March, wasn't it?
Oh, sorry, Sedalia. Where I was deathly ill. I already talked about that in another episode, but I threw like crap.
Let me pull up my phone that's about to die because it always is.
About that life.
HeavyAthlete.com to pull up my scores.
Improving every day.
Yeah.
Unlike my throws.
Sedalia was a real shit game again because me and John were just pro demoing and then John.
Those are feeling better.
Yeah, it looks good. Jeremy's taking some power throws with the weight, just getting it far away.
Yeah, with the lightweight. They've been going around like 40-ish feet, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
If I push on them, which I'm not right now because I got to compete this weekend.
Right.
But
then we did Lloyd in.
That's right, Lloyd's.
Yeah.
I wiped that out of my brain because again, guys, I was sick all spring. It was fucking horrible, and I was running a game.
Yep.
So, but either way, the people that threw well. Good for them.
I I had some decent marks at Lloyd's. That's not true. I had two decent marks. I threw a 38.8 Braemar, which is good for me. I'm surprisingly bad at Braemar, and then
It is kind of shocking.
yeah, I don't understand. And then heavyweight, I finally cracked 40, so that was nice. What did you do after that show?
After Lloyd's, I had
No, I'm pulling you up.
Tartan Day.
Yeah, so then you did Tartan Day.
Which there's a full episode recap. Everyone can go listen to that.
Through like shit, I see. Nice.
Yeah, dude, that was probably the peak of my sickness.
Tartan Day was before Lloyd's.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Tartan Day was definitely the peak of my sickness. I was starting to feel better at Lloyd's.
And then you did Savannah?
Yeah, Savannah. Savannah went halfway okay. Because if you were to go to the Nazca clone and look at the point totals for that.
Right.
So I came in third. Yeah. I think it was something like, what, 12, 18, 20 for the top three?
Sounds right.
And then it started to space out.
You went in Savannah. Yeah,
so if we want to do like a moderately in-depth breakdown of Savannah, second in open stone.
Right.
Heavyweight was what fucked me because I fouled my first two. And then I took a low effort, like 26 to 27 foot throw.
Right.
And everyone else threw 28 plus. So I came in last.
Right.
And so I ate more points than I wanted to there. Lightweight came in third, even though it was bad. I had a really good practice leading up to that, and I was hopeful. Probably like what's happening right now, before Greenville. And I just couldn't put it together. They had us throwing under the live oak, which was really cool, until we realized all of our throws were hitting the Spanish moss and the live oak. And so it was weird. But I still threw it poorly, regardless.
Yep.
So threw that poorly, we still came in third. One caber. Tied for second or third in WOB. The three of us hit 14. And then two didn't. There were only 5 in the class.
Nice.
But I count back wise, it may have been third, not a tie for second. I'm not sure. And that 14 felt really good. We ended up doing WOB before Sheaf because not that anyone who runs that cares what I think. They had 7 classes throwing in 7 different places the whole time. They didn't have their 2 or 3 masters groups throw as one flight. They didn't have their novices and their Bs throw in one flight.
Right.
You could have paired us up with anyone. Like it was
just mangled.
We being a class of only 5 when there were meanwhile like 18 novices. We ended up waiting around a lot in between events, and it was kind of a pain. So we did WOB before Sheaf. WOB felt awesome. When I looked at the bar at 30 feet at Sheaf where the last class had left, I was like, that looks doable today.
Right.
And then we threw WOB, and I was like, that's no longer doable today.
That was doable.
And then so when we got to Sheaf, I did okay. I came in at 22.
Okay.
Hit it on my first. Then when I started putting gas on it, everything was coming off the fork early. And I wasn't rolling video of it. So 2-foot jumps, yeah. Okay. So 22, 24, 26.
Yeah.
And I ended up hitting 26. I went out at 28.
Gotcha.
I think, and what killed me was 24 and 26 both took me either 2 or 3 tries each.
Right.
So 1 being gassed and then 2 countbacks, because I don't think anyone went above 28. I think that was the last height made. But I lost a shitload of point on countbacks.
Right.
Because like Cody and Kayshawn are both usually inconsistent. They both had good Sheaf days.
Yeah.
Chance hadn't thrown in years and like PR'd everything. He took like 2 years off and came back and hit great scores for him. So yeah. So
good for Chance.
He also hit 26, I think, but with less misses than I had. So
right.
If Sheaf went the way I thought it would, I would have ended up second on the day.
Mm-hmm.
But Chance had a really good Sheaf day, and I had a poor one, and that bumped him ahead of me by 2 points. And that's my rundown of Savannah. Otherwise, like, super cool game. The venue looks really cool and all that. I threw okay, honestly. And Heavy Hammer. I took second in Heavy Hammer.
Gotcha. Not
my good hammer day either. But luckily, Kayshawn had a bad hammer day. All in all, I didn't throw horribly. I had 2 events out of 7 that weren't great.
Right.
Like, all things being considered, it was a fine day. And the venue's cool. I just, wish we hadn't sat around for so long. And other than that, it was fine. And that was the same weekend you went.
Oh, yeah.
And did your thing.
Yeah, that was Central Carolina for me. Up until the final event, I took first or second in every event. It was me, Wes Kaiser, it was a pro-am. And so it was me and Wes, and then a couple of other guys. I think, Thor Geifelson. So we had 3 pros and 2 amateur guys, and it was a lot of fun.
Heavy breathing.
I didn't really have great results in anything, but I was able to kind of push where I needed to. I walked away with a 50-foot plus open stone, which, like, it's about fucking time. Like,
yeah, you put up some really good numbers, like numbers that you should have been hitting.
I threw.
How many events did y'all throw there?
8. We didn't throw heavy. No, we didn't throw light hammer.
Didn't throw light hammer. Be weird if you didn't throw.
So we started with. I don't actually remember the order. We did something weird, but the results in traditional order was Braemar ended up throwing like 33 and a half, but it was a 24-pound shot put.
Okay, I was gonna say, because that's
bad for me, but yep. And then open stone, I threw 50 foot and some change, and my series was pretty good. It was like 46, 48, 50, 50. Then heavyweight, I threw 38, 37, something
sounds
like that.
about right. I think it was a 38-ish day.
Yeah, somewhere high 30s. Yeah, lightweight wasn't great. I threw. Yeah, we had to take a 70 flat. I think. Yeah, we took a break between heavy and lightweight.
Did Thor beat you in lightweight?
No, I still won lightweight. No, Thor didn't beat anyone in anything, I don't think. But no, I lied. He beat Graham.
I was gonna say, it seemed like his numbers were actually bouncing back from last year.
He beat Graham in everything except for Wob.
Graham who?
Graham Hawthorne, the one that comes to our group, the blonde kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he beat a guy at his second game? No, sorry.
Yeah, well, but Graham threw a fucking 28-foot, 20-pound sheaf.
Oh, good for him. So, hell yeah. Like, Graham's strong.
He's
and explosive.
He's a stud. Okay, yeah. I threw a 30-foot sheaf. Finally cracked over 30. So I'm kind of checking off these things that I've been trying to do for a while. Wob.
I think you only threw 14 or 15?
I threw 13.
Oh, that's right. I remember looking at it and thinking it wasn't good.
I didn't have to do anything more to win, and I switched over to my ollie shoes.
And you just have no pride?
Yeah, exactly. I had switched over to my ollie shoes, and I just was slipping, and then, like, Brandon, Nina, and Will were down there with me, so we were just kind of hanging out at that point. And mentally, I was out of it. Like, I hit my goals for that comp were a 50-foot open and 30-foot sheaf, and I got those, and I was like, all right, so we're done here, you know?
Fuck this shit.
Right, fuck this shit, we are out. But, yeah, I ended up walking away with a win from that, which felt pretty good. I didn't expect to win a pro game for a long time, especially being in the same region as
Wes and John.
Wes, John, Adam, Sizemore.
Yeah.
Like, they're all within 4 hours. Like, it wasn't...
I don't mean to forget Adam, I just keep not seeing him at games.
Right, yeah, it wasn't a reasonable thing to expect to beat either of them, so... it was nifty to do that, but Wes also wasn't feeling great. John was there, but he didn't compete because he wasn't feeling great. They competed the week before, so like it was a win, but it wasn't like a win-win in my mind.
No, but you hit the numbers you wanted to hit.
Right, exactly.
All right.
This one? No, you
want
want that
my
one.
phone. We're doing a thing.
That one. That one dead.
Just 2 guys at a park exchanging phones. Nothing weird about that.
That's fine.
All right.
What games?
Yeah, does that bring us current?
You want to give me one of them?
Oh, you're a sweetheart. What a good guy Brandon is.
Soliciting drugs off of a random guy in a park. Yeah. But that's a joke. Ha ha ha. But yeah, that takes us to current. Unless you did anything weird.
No, Tartan Day was my last one, and then I've been off for 2 weeks. Yeah. Or Savannah, sorry.
Right.
All my games is I've thrown 1 game in Virginia, or 2 if you count the test game.
Right.
The one real one was my own.
Yeah.
And then other than that, I've been in South Carolina or Georgia, and I'm going back to South Carolina this weekend.
Right. So you talk about you first.
So I don't know too much. So I just got all the stuff in the mail yesterday because Aaron George is stuck in the 1800s.
Yeah.
So I do know Cody will be there.
What's Cody's last name again?
Mitchell.
Okay.
Cody's been having a heck of a year. He's just fucking strong. He's been at the last 2 games I've done down there. And he was at the last South Carolina game, Tartan Day, and he was at Savannah. And, like, dude's been doing well. He's still just one-turned and stuff. He's not super technical, but he's strong. Like, he he PR'd with like a 32-foot heavyweight the other day.
Oh yeah.
So like he's a competitive guy numbers wise. Like he's making it happen. So I know he'll be there, and I don't know what other AMs will be there. I know Greenville has had huge AM showings in the past, like really large. But I just don't know. But I'm feeling good.
Right.
I don't know how Sheaf will be, just because my bag is off.
Yeah.
So I haven't been practicing it. Thanks, Brandon. No. Ruining my Sheaf bag. No. Never letting that go.
You touched a sack in a way you didn't like.
Yeah. Consent is important.
Got it too wet and sloppy.
Words I've never said.
There's a line on top of the roof, so
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
it's no good.
It's on the roof of the barn?
Yeah.
Is it with the other one that's on
Yeah.
the roof of the barn? I'll bring you those poles that connect one day so you can actually get
Good.
those off.
I don't think it makes a difference because they've been wet so many times now, and sun.
Well, if no one's been stabbing them and throwing them, hopefully they'll at least be something. You get them redone. So yeah, anyway, I'm feeling okay. Lightweight has been moving really well.
Yeah.
I had 3 throws all around or over the 60-foot mark yesterday in practice, and I'm going to practice it again today. And I mean, that's always my weak point is lightweight.
Right.
Like, as long as I don't foul heavyweight a shitload like I did at Tartan Day, I'll hit 30-ish.
Yeah.
And that'll be good enough for top 2 in that. And my stones are historically fine. Oh my God, that was the other thing. So at Savannah, they painted, I don't know how they measured the trigs, but so 2 guys got up there and both threw poorly, and I got up there and I lined up at the back where I'd line up to glide with my toe right shy of it. I went to kick and I just stepped all over the board. I mean, nailed it. And I'm usually not that aggressive. And I was like, this is short. I like held my arms out. I was like, this is not right. And I paced off my feet. It was 6 feet long. And I was like, it's not right. And they're like, what? I'm like, get a tape. This is my feet are 12 inches long. And there's room for 6 of them. This is and they've done it to all the trigs somehow. Painted them all like a 1.5 foot short. I don't know what the problem was, but they went back and fixed it, and it's fine. But it was a weird way to start the day off.
Right. Yeah, that'll throw you off.
It was awkward. I threw like 39 and change on the open there.
Right.
Which is like good because my PR is 42. So
So are you expecting to go into this one and actually hit some season's best then, since you're not actively dying?
So I hit a couple season's bests at Savannah.
Right.
Like the 14 wob, the 26 sheaf, all of that stuff.
And 14 wob matches PR, right?
Yeah, matches a PR and was the first time I'd hit it all season. Because it's something I'd set as a benchmark for myself to hit consistently this year.
Right.
And I've just been, I'm convinced at this point it was COVID.
Sure.
It's the only thing that makes sense. I don't know. But I'm no longer dying, so there's no reason why that can't keep happening. Yeah, I've been dealing with my shoulder being fucky and my lower back being messy.
Getting old's a bitch.
Tell me about it.
I'm wearing a weight belt all day.
Yeah. So, but that being said, I've been taking the weight room easier and just trying to throw 2 to 3 times a week. And then when I have been lifting, it's just been like I did nothing but just hang cleans the other day, just so I'm not pressing anything.
Right.
Like, just to give my shoulder some time off. And then I haven't done a deadlift over 300 pounds because why do I need to right now? So I've been trying to just keep it so that stuff can keep feeling good, and it is feeling good. So as long as I can do that and manage myself throughout the day, I think it should be a good day. Braymar's been moving up, even when I was sick. This weekend Brandon, we've got our lapel mics on. So Brandon asked me what my next game is. It's Greenville, South Carolina this weekend. So Braemar could still pop. Like my power throws on stones feel good. My glide is just off because I haven't done enough drills. I've done plenty of full glides, but it's not progressing because I need to actually drill small stuff.
It's crazy.
Weird. Practicing shot put makes you better at shot put. So I don't have high hopes for open stone, but I think staying around that 40-foot mark is still reasonable.
Yeah.
Braemar should be good. I'm hoping that weights will be good. I'm going to touch the heavyweight a little bit when I get home, too. Unless, did you bring a heavy with you, Brandon? No. Okay, so I'll touch it once or twice when I get home just to make sure it feels fine. I just wasn't patient at Savannah. I got excited.
Right.
And so I blew out the left side twice. And then sheaf should feel, as long as my back feels fine, sheaf will move fine. Wob should move fine. And then caber, I've made a point to stop taking them for granted, which has been the problem historically so far. So as long as I can do that, I'm good. I've decided that now, throwing in a relatively high class of A's, we tend to get good-sized cabers, and I'm not as strong as everyone, so it's got to be walk, jog, run, pull. Like,
Right.
there's no more trying to time it off my shoulder. They're just either too long or too heavy. That, with how I throw, I just need to move quickly and then pull the second I stop moving and go. And it worked. Both times that I did that at Savannah, it went over with a 12 and a 12-15. And then the one time it didn't was because my left foot slipped. It rained during caber. So I went to stop and my left foot slipped and I pulled and I got like a 75.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm feeling good. Good. So that should be good. How are you? What do you got this weekend? Something big, something out west.
Yeah, out west. I'm throwing at in Costa Mesa, California this weekend. It's a 2-day festival, which is a new one for me. So we're throwing on both days, splitting it up. I don't actually remember how we're splitting it. I don't really care.
So I did some reading about that today just because I was curious.
Yeah.
NASGA recommends that if you throw as a 2-day festival, they want a heavy and a light, like they want you to spread it out. So hypothetically, you would do a heavyweight on one day and the lightweight on the opposite. Right. Heavy hammer one day, lightweight on. If they do that, doesn't matter. Our sport's not real.
Right. And so I think that is the way they're doing it. And I think we're doing caber both days, and it's a challenge caber the second day.
Okay.
But that's kind of how I typically practice anyway. And I don't like throwing the heavy and the light of the same implement on the same day anyway, with the exception of stone because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but, none of those are heavy enough to matter.
No. Well, I guess my finish is different, though, because I kind of take the glide finish on Braemar, because, of course, I do, and a rotational one on open stone. So it is, I think that will be nice. You actually did it correctly with your right foot there. That wasn't,
yeah, I can do that on a 1-turn.
Yeah.
That's why my 1-turn PR is also 61
Yeah,
feet.
so why don't you do it on the 2-turn?
Because I'm retarded.
Okay, so fix that, you know.
I've been trying for 32 years to fix that, buddy.
Get that removed. Get it drained. But yeah, so I'm kind of excited about that. I'm pretty excited because of the venue and the crowd and just the people I'll be throwing against. It'll be like, I don't know, there's 7 of us and I think 5 of us are top 10 pros. So at least as rankings currently stand.
Could all change after this weekend.
They could all change. But yeah, and like there's some guys that are still missing score, so we're still early. I think there are only like 20 of us of like 60
that have all 9 in.
That are in at all.
Oh yeah, so, that's true. I did look the other day, and there's not a lot. Some guys are confusing.
Yeah, some guys are confusing. Some guys are bad, and then some are consistently really good.
Yeah. I'm gonna save that for my conversation with Danny and maybe Tom this weekend.
Yeah.
So this will be a really short one, guys, because we're gonna actually practice here in a minute. But this weekend, Danny will be back on the pod, and hopefully Tom will be joining us.
Tom Sroka. Sroke Daddy himself.
He's finally coming back from some injuries.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hoping to delve into that a little more.
I like them both. Good people.
Yeah, they are. They are good people. But we have some differing views. And I'm interested to pick that apart a little.
Yep. Yes, sir. Are you actually going to turn your foot this time?
I don't know.
Something we've been working on with Jeremy is having him actually continue to rotate his right foot in the weight on the finish. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, but it only went 50 feet.
Yeah, well, you didn't try very hard.
But that's when I gas it, my heel goes down.
Well, gas it and don't let your heel go down.
I wish I could.
If your heel goes down, it's fine. Just rotate on your heel. It's fine if it goes down. You just have to still be applying pressure through your toe. It's when it lifts or is going backwards. You can walk away shaking, but, one of us has thrown fucking high 80s and one of us hasn't. He can't hear me saying this right now.
Brandon's nuts need to be replaced. His fangs in the way.
Sticky out here. Yeah, a little.
It is humid. Gotta love that Virginia weather.
Gotta love it. The breeze is nice, though.
It is.
Nice view right now.
Well, cool. Does that cover us?
That's it. That's everything.
All right, this is a short and sweet one just to get something out. I probably won't even, as long as it doesn't sound absolutely horrible, You guys are just going to have 24 minutes of my heavy breathing and Matt's heavy breathing while only one of us is doing anything.
Yeah.
One of us is just sitting.
Heavy breathing.
What the hell was that, Brandon?
Yeah.
That looked like it hurt. Overhead.
Brandon, when's your next show?
Yeah, when's your next game, Brandon?
Carroll? Yeah.
When's that?
Not next weekend, but the one
Did you do
after.
Mountain State this past weekend?
No.
No? All right. Well, cool.
Yeah.
That's it, guys. All right, guys, that wraps up another episode of the Going Rogue podcast. We got a couple more sponsors we're going to mention. If you like what we're doing and want to support us, the best way to do that is by supporting them. So please keep listening for just another minute or two. And thank you guys for being here. The one and only Badger Highland Games Supply. If you are looking for any and all equipment related to the Highland Games, reach out to Greg Martz. He runs Badger Highland Games Supply. You can find him on Instagram or Facebook by searching Badger Highland Games Supply. He's got a full price list, hammers, weights, sheaf forks, sheaf bags, anything and everything you could need. He's your man. The Barn Gym. If you guys are anywhere near Caroline County, Virginia, or Ruth or Glenn, or feel like making a drive and find yourself somewhere near the 95 Route 1 corridor in the northern part of Central Virginia, stop on by and check out the Barn Gym. It is the only 24-hour strength facility in that area. It has everything you need from Highland Games to strongman to powerlifting to grip sports or just general fitness. You can find them at thebarngymva.com, on Instagram at thebarngymva, a period between every word, or you can email them at ltgthebarngym@gmail.com. That's L as in Lincoln, T as in Tom, G as in George, thebarngym@gmail.com. Check them out. We'd like to take a moment to talk about our other sponsor, ChemStud. ChemStud is an app to help you with chemistry. Written by a high school chemistry teacher who was tired of explaining everything over and over, ChemStud is capable of solving basically any and all general chemistry problem. ChemStud is capable of showing its work using significant figures and is receiving new updates all the time. ChemStud is available on iOS and Android for $4.99 in the App Store. Stop struggling with chemistry and become a ChemStud today.